Justin, if I'm not mistaken, is on vacation right now with his kids in Hawaii. Is he still there? Do you speak to him?
I do speak to him. I speak to him often. I wouldn't call it vacation. I don't think anybody who's been accused of heinous, arguably what are crimes, is on vacation. I think that he is trying to gather with his family and get some semblance of peace.
How's he doing? What's his state of mind while all this is going on? I noticed a couple pictures. He's trying to play with his kids as the paparazzi catch him. I've been in that situation before, where just things you're trying to be a good family man and play with your kids while like terrible stuff is happening out there. I think everybody goes in the barrel. But how is his mental health? Is he all right? This guy?
I think he's hopeful, and I think he's grateful. He's grateful he's with his family. He's grateful that he could be with his family, and he's grateful that he could let other fire victims use his house, so it could come of some use. But like anyone else who would be going through a situation where you're accused of something that you did not do, and are suffering in a public way. I think it's distressful, to say the least.
Bryan, what's interesting to me now is a lot of these people who turned their back on Justin Baldoni right off the bat. Like, he did a podcast called the Man Enough Podcast, and he did it with this woman. Liz Plank is his partner in the podcast. Soon as this New York Times thing, comes out, that Blake and the New York Times put out on December 20th, Liz Plank, a couple days later, drops Baldoni. I'm stepping away from the podcast, given the light of what we've learned here. Brandon Sklenar, who's the other male lead, I guess, in It Ends With Us, he supports Blake in the beginning. He unfollows Baldoni. Just this morning, he seems to have moved to neutral. He is now, they're asking him, are you team Baldoni or are you team Lively? He says, I'm team the movie. I have a friend who went through this. He is now completely backed away. And there are these HR complaints that are circulating around social media, alleged complaints, that say there are two other women on the cast who also had situations with Justin that were no good. One saying, oh, he grabbed my butt while he was helping me in a scene. And the other one, just not good. But they're heavily redacted. And what I understand is that these were circulated to major news organizations, and they did not go with it. They decided not to run it for fear of defamation, I'm sure, for fear of you and defamation. So they didn't run it. But some of these TikTokers have done it. It's out there. Do you have any information as to how this got out there? And is this slander? Is this something you're looking into?
I think we're looking into everything. It's interesting. Let me ask you, what are the dates of these HR complaints? Do you know the dates?
There's no dates. The dates are redacted. The names of the complainants are redacted, except for on one of them, there's an M. And in Blake's original, when she went to Sony, and by the way, they're not to Wayfarer Studios, Justin's company, they're to Sony, the distributor, to their HR department, and there's an M in there, which means at least one of the other ones came around the same time, if it's May, unless it was March, but probably May, same time as Blake.
Right. Well, it sounds like we're playing Wheel of Fortune with the letters. I might buy a vowel to try to find out what month that is. I'd like to, I'm not really sure why the dates are redacted. That's interesting. I understand why people could be redacted. I believe in certain privacy rights, certainly. But I'm not really clear on why dates would be redacted. So it'll be interesting to see what the dates are. And as far as Sony is concerned, I believe there's a Variety article that I read that's published, that's out there, that says Sony received no complaints.
Yes, Sony has said they received no complaints. So Sony's going to have to, it seems to me that if Blake wants this to stick, or the other two, no one else is coming forward saying that they also were harassed or experienced anything untoward with their director, Justin Baldoni. But Blake's going to have to get Sony to come forward, and I don't think they have. And if they haven't, I don't see them coming forward until it's time. Would you, I guess we'll eventually know, right? Someone from Sony will have to say something.
Right. I'm unaware of any other, frankly, HR complaints that have been filed. And I think if you look through the website and you look through the documents, you can see clearly from certain documents that there were no HR complaints filed.